Hello, I am Jonathan Crook, Print Technical Consultant for HP. In this training video, I will quickly show you how to set up the print driver for embedded job accounting. Today, I am using the HP Universal Print Driver PCL6 version 7.8 driver. So if you're using embedded job accounting on the HP MFPs or even the printers, there are a couple different ways you can set up the print driver for adding that code for embedded job accounting, right? So, and I'll try to talk through whether it's the workstation or from a print server perspective, so at the server share and going down. So, but the first thing is making sure that those options are available in the printer, whether it's on the server or on the workstation, right? So if embedded job accounting was already set up on the machine before the print driver was installed, the settings should already be there because that initial install of the driver, it's going to use bidirectional communication and configure the driver based on the printer's settings, right? But to confirm or update the print driver for embedded job accounting, you go into the printer itself, you're going to go into printer properties, right? And within the printer properties, you're going to go into device settings. So in device settings, when you scroll down, there is an option that says job accounting, right? And so if it's already set up for embedded job accounting, it'll be enabled. But if it's disabled, you can enable it here. Or the other option, which can be useful from a print driver perspective, is the automatic configuration. So if we click on this and we say update now, the driver will actually recommunicate with the HP device and verify all of the options available, including embedded job accounting. So you can either do the update now if it's already set up on the machine, or if you just want to go down, you know the driver is good, and you just want to enable the embedded job accounting, you can just go to job accounting and turn it to enable, right? So the next thing is, how do you want the end users to print with embedded job accounting? So you could manually have them go into the print property each time and enter their code as needed. Or you can also have the print driver pop up every time they print asking for their code. And depending on how your embedded job accounting is set up, one or the other option might be available, right? You may not need a pop-up or a code. Let's say if you're allowing any black and white printing to happen and only using a code for color, or maybe they need a code for everything, right? So I'll kind of show you the differences here. So if we're on a print server, right, and I do this for workstations even as well, after we've got it set up and we know that the print driver set up for embedded job accounting, go under advanced and go to printing defaults. And when you go into printing defaults, you will see a job accounting tab here. Now, right now it's off because we've enabled the tab through the settings. But if we come in here and say user access only, access code only, there's a spot here. But if you notice, this always prompt when printing is here. So that is the setting that if, let's say you're on a print server and it's a share, that when you share it down to the workstations, this will go down to those workstations. So every time someone prints, it'll automatically pop up asking for their user code, right? So this is what I would do from that perspective if you needed a user code for each print job that your employees are printing, okay? Now, if this is your workstation, right? Let's say it's a singular workstation and you don't want to enter the code every time, but you still need a code. You can come in here and instead of doing this, you could come in here and actually put in your code and apply that. And what that means is that the print driver will always print using your code and you never actually have to enter that, right? So that's a good way to set up the print driver if it's your workstation or at the end users, at the individual employees, if they don't want to print it out, right? So once you've set the settings, whether you're prompting or you got a code, go ahead and hit apply and hit OK. Now, one of the things that I do recommend, because we are working in a Windows environment, is don't be afraid to go over to General as well and go into preferences here, right? So whether you're on a server or a workstation, right, in theory, preferences are a different piece from the defaults, but regardless of where we're at, right? If we're on a server or we're on the end user's workstation, it's always nice to go ahead and do the same thing here, right? So like in my just a second ago, right? I saved it with a user code of 1234, right? And so just do that here as well. And that's ensuring that those settings are there across the board. Now, from a print share perspective, print preferences are are always focused around that computer that the printer is on, right? So the print preferences on a print server and it's shared down are not going to transmit it down to the workstations. But again, it's just one of those things just to double check and verify. And then on the end user's workstations, while the defaults should have been set from a printer share, it doesn't hurt to also set the print preferences, right? So that's kind of how you set up the print driver for embedded job accounting. And then so what happens is I will go in here and I'm going to do this real quick, and I'm going to apply the always prompt when printing. That way you guys can see what it looks like from a print jobs perspective. So, and I'm actually going to go over here as well, and I'm going to change my defaults too, just to be on the safe side, right? So always prompt when printing. I'm going to hit apply, and then I'm going to grab my document here that I need to open up. And so then when I go to print, and I go to print this here and I hit print, you should see a pop-up code here. So this is that pop-up that's going to happen for the print job. So this is something to think about from that end user's perspective, where they can print and it's just going to pop up asking for it every time. I hope this has been informative for you. Have a great day.